welcome on into the Sandlot Baseball League 2025 regular season. It is week 2, so the first slate of games has been completed. We are on to week 2, and today we will be seeing the 0-1 Shiny Squad take on the 1-0 Clean Cleats. Let's head on over to the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Shiny Squad. In center field, batting first, Rajay Davis. Playing second and batting second, Jerry Coleman. Batting third and manning shortstop is Ozzie Smith. Behind the plate, the Gold Glover, Benito Santiago. Your DH and batting fifth, Bobby Bonilla. Batting sixth, playing first, Paul Konerko. Your left fielder and batting seventh, Willie Wilson. Batting eighth, playing third, Willie Bloomquist. And playing right field, batting ninth, Dave Martinez. And for your Clean Cleats squad, leading off, playing left field, Alex Gordon. Batting second, playing shortstop, Nomar Garciaparra. Your catcher, a Gold Glover, batting third, Joe Mauer. Your DH, batting fourth, Jurickson Profar. Playing third base, batting fifth, Manny Machado. Batting sixth and playing right field, Joe Carter. In center field, Johan Rojas. Playing first base, batting eighth, Joey Meneses. And playing second base, the 9-hole hitter, Al Newman. The starting pitchers for today, for the Shiny Squad, from 2002, Tim Wakefield. He will have a 5 command against switch hitters and lefties, and against right-handers he will have 6 command, 18 outs on his chart. He can go 5 innings, unless he hits that quality appearance, then he can gain another inning. 1 on the defense. For the Clean Cleats, they will be turning to the All-Star C.J. Wilson from the 2011 Texas Rangers squad. He will have a 4 command against the lefties, and against switch hitters and right-handed batters, he will have a 5 command. He has 18 outs, can go 7 innings unless he gets a quality appearance. I can bump him up to 8, and a defense of 0. So with all that being said, let's head on over to the field. The Shiny Squad are 0-1. They were taken down in the last game that we saw by the Bash Bros. A late inning mistake pitch out by Rajay Davis with a man on proved to be a big bummer for the Shiny Squad as they take that loss by a score of 4-2. And for the Clean Cleats, they got a win over the Broad Street Bats, in the first game of the Slate 1. And they took a 4-3 win over the Broad Street Bats. That was a comeback win for the Clean Cleats. That game was back and forth as the Clean Cleats had taken an early 2-0 lead off a Profar 2-run home run, but the Broad Street Bats brought it back and had the lead at 3-2, but a mistake pitch and single back-to-back scored 2 for the Clean Cleats and gave them their first win of the season. So the Shiny Squad are looking to get to 500 on the season as the Clean Cleats look to get a early but very nice 2-0 start. CJ Wilson will be taking the mound for the Clean Cleats, and he will be facing Davis, Coleman, and Ozzie Smith. So Rajay Davis is at the plate. He's ready to go, and we can play ball. This will be a 5 versus 12 on the matchup. Pardon, 1 second. 13 will be Wilson's advantage. The swing from Davis will be contact, but a ground ball over to the shortstop of Nomar Garcia-Parra will bring us the first out of the game. Jerry Coleman is up to bat next. This will be a 5 versus 14 matchup. The pitch from Wilson, enough for the advantage. Coleman's swing, a deep fly ball to left field. And Alex Gordon is back, but he will make the catch for the second out of the top of the first inning. 5 versus 12. The pitch from Wilson. His advantage. Ozzie Smith's swing. And 8. He will ground over to Nomar again. Nomar's up with the ball. Throws it over to first. And that is the third out. And the Shiny squad go down 1-2-3. And we head to the bottom of the first. Tim Wakefield on the bump today for the Shiny squad. Could really use a good starting pitching performance, as David Wells allowed 3 in the first in the last game that these guys were a part of. This will be a 5 versus 13. Wakefield's first pitch of the day, a 14, so that'll be 19 total. Gordon's swing will be a grounder over to the second baseman, and Coleman picks it up, throws it over to first, and that is an out. So Alex Gordon retired there. Nomar Garcia-Parra up next. This will be a 6 versus 12 matchup. Wakefield's pitch gets the advantage. The swing from Garcia-Parra, and he will line it straight out to Bloomquist at third. That'll be 2 away here for the Clean Cleats. The catcher, Joe Maurer, up to the plate next. 5 versus 14. The pitch from Wakefield, a 14 himself. Maurer's swing is a fly ball out to right field. And Dave Martinez hauls it in for the third out. And we will head to the top of the second inning. The score is 0-0 as both pitchers are able to go 1-2-3 in the first inning. Top of the second, Wilson, a 5 versus 12 as he faces against the catcher of the Shiny squad, Benito Santiago. The pitch from Wilson will get him the advantage. And I can't tell what that is, so we're going to re-roll. And a 19 will be a walk for Santiago, so a pitcher's chart walk will be the leadoff man on board for the Shiny squad. 5 versus 11 as the DH Bobby Bonilla comes up to the plate. Wilson's pitch, a 5, so that will be Bonilla's advantage. Bonilla's swing, a 6, and that is a fly ball popped up to the shortstop, and Bonilla will pop out on his own chart for the first out of the inning. Oh dear. You'd have to imagine that these outs that these batters are getting with their own charts are devastating, especially against a good pitcher in Wilson, where he may not allow a lot of traffic on the base paths. But Bonilla is out on his chart. We now have Paul Konerko, the first baseman, coming up to the plate, 5 versus 11. The pitch from Wilson, 19 total. A swing from Konerko. He'll ground it over to the shortstop, who picks it up and throws it over to second for 1. Benito is out, and we will look at the defense for the Clean Cleats is an 11 on their infield, so 11 versus 14 as Konerko is extremely slow. Oh, man, and they just beat it out for the inning-ending double play. Almost had a bobble there at first base. But, man, a leadoff walk, an advantage for the second batter, but not even an advancement on the base paths. And the Shiny squad continue to see their batting woes continue. Bottom of the second, Wakefield comes onto the bump, and he will be facing Profar, Machado, and Carter. The good news for the Shiny squad is that's why you play 9 innings of baseball. So it's never over until it's over. 5 versus 12. The pitch from Wakefield will be a 19 total. Profar swing, a 20. And that'll be a pitcher's chart single. So both teams will get singles, they'll get on off the pitcher's chart, even though both pitchers boast an 18 outs. That'll bring up the third baseman, Manny Machado. This will be a 6 versus 11. The pitch from Wakefield will be a 25 total. Machado's swing, an 18. He will hit a deep fly ball to left field, but Willie Wilson will make the grab on the warning track, and that'll be out number 1 for the Clean Cleats. 6 versus 11 as Joe Carter comes up to the plate. The pitch from Wakefield, an 18. Carter's swing is a 6. He grounds it over to the shortstop. Ozzie Smith tosses it to Coleman for 1 at second. They will be trying to get a double play here as Carter will have a 21 base running, so 12 versus 21 on the throw. And the throw will be only a 19, so Carter will get a fielder's choice and get to first. There's 2 outs for the center fielder, Johan Rojas, coming up to the plate, 6 versus 10. So 2 outs and man on first here for the Clean Cleats. Advantage Wakefield, and Rojas will line out to the shortstop to end the inning. So again, both teams managed to get their leadoff man onto first base, but no further damage or advancement on the base paths is had, and we head to the top of the third inning. The score 0-0. The Shiny squad will have their 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters due. Wilson should see a 5 command against most of the Shiny squad lineup, as the Shiny squad have 5 right-handed bats and 3 switch hitting batters. So 8 out of the 9 batters that Wilson will face will grant him that 5 command. The only one is the 9 hitter in Martinez, and that'll be a 4 versus 9. Willie Wilson, the left fielder, up to the plate, 5 versus 11. The pitch from Wilson will be a 16 total. And Wilson will hit a fly ball out to right field, where Carter makes the grab for the first out. both teams have had a couple 18s for their swings and have had some great contact, just not getting quite enough of it. As Willie Bloomquist comes up to the plate, this will be a 5 versus 11. The pitch from C.J. Wilson, heater down the center of the plate, and again, that kind of looks like it's in the middle. And both times that that's happened, the batter has gotten a pitcher's chart walk. That'll be the second walk issued by Wilson, allowing Bloomquist to get to first. So man on first, 1 out. And the Shiny Squad are going to ask Dave Martinez to sacrifice bunt or attempt to Bloomquist over to second. So he's going to need a 13 or higher, and he lays the bunt down perfectly. That'll get Bloomquist on over to second base and have 2 outs for the leadoff man, Rajai Davis, as he comes up to the plate. Bloomquist does have a bit of speed, so the outfield will be in for the Clean Cleats. But as we know, once there's contact with 2 outs, the runner will be off. This will be a 5 versus 12. Let's see if Davis can provide some pop here. A tie will go to Davis. So 12 against 12. So Davis will have the opportunity to get a swing on his own chart. Let's see if he can make up for his mistake he had in the last game. And that'll be a single for Davis. That'll move Bloomquist to third. Davis will be on first. And the Clean Cleats outfield is 10. The Shiny Squad are going to wave Bloomquist home, so this will be a 10 versus 24. 10 versus 24, so the throw from the outfield is a 16, and Bloomquist is gunned down at the plate for the 3rd out of the inning. Wow, what a throw from Joe Carter out there in right field to save a run for the Clean Cleats. With 2 outs and needing a 15 or higher, that's a 75% chance at success. The Shiny Squad just can't beat out the great throw from Carter out there in right field. That'll take us to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Score still 0-0. Joey Meneses comes up to the plate. This is a 6 versus 11. The pitch from Wakefield, a 3, so Meneses gets the advantage. And he will hit a 20, which will be a leadoff double for the 8-hole hitter, Meneses. And that'll be back-to-back innings that the Clean Cleats have a man aboard to lead off the inning. Meneses doesn't have the best speed. It's not the worst. So the outfield will be in as Al Newman comes up to the plate. 5 versus 10. The pitch from Wakefield, a 2. So Newman swing. Oh, a 1, and he will strike out as Wakefield gets a huge break there. Now, Newman does have 8 outs on his chart, but with the outfield in, it would have been a little bit better odds for him, but a 1 nonetheless is going to be an out no matter what you say or what you do. So 1 away here. The outfield will stay in for the Shiny Squad, and the top of the order for the Clean Cleats is coming up. That'll bring up Alex Gordon, 5 versus 13. Wakefield's pitch is a 16 total. Gordon's swing. He hits a grounder over to the second baseman, Coleman, who picks it up, tosses it over to first. And that'll be the second out for the Clean Cleats. And with the leadoff man getting on second base, the Clean Cleats are down to their last out for this inning. Nomar Garcia-Parra up. This will be a 6 versus 12. The outfield stays in for the Shiny squad. A 20 from Wakefield. He locks it in. Nomar's swing. A fly ball out to left field. But Willie Wilson is there. Makes the grab. And the Clean Cleats will squander the leadoff man getting on second. And we head to the top of the fourth. No score in the game. Now, we can question some manager decisions there. We could have had Newman try to bunt Meneses over to third and potentially score him on a sacrifice fly, but with the speed of Meneses only being an 18, it's not super advantageous. Top of the fourth inning, Jerry Coleman up to the plate. 5 versus 14. Wilson's pitch, a 3, so Coleman's advantage here. Coleman swings, and he will get a single to lead off the inning for the Shiny squad. So runner on first, nobody out for Ozzie Smith, 5 versus 12. Wilson's pitch, a 19, very high. And Ozzie will swing and strike out. And that'll be Wilson's first K of the day. And the first out for the Shiny squad. Santiago up to bat. He had a walk his last time up off of Wilson. 5 versus 12. The pitch from Wilson. Great pitch for him. And a deep fly ball to left field. Going back is Gordon, and he will make the catch at the warning track for the second out of the day. So 2 gone here for Bobby Bonilla, who popped up to the shortstop on his own chart last time. 5 versus 11. The pitch from Wilson is a 7. He will just squeak out the advantage. The swing from Bonilla will be a hard hit ball right at the second baseman, but that'll be the third out. And Wilson, although allowing an advantage to Coleman, gets the next batters to go 1, 2, 3 and dances away from any further damage. Bottom of the fourth inning, Wakefield back out there. Joe Mauer up to the plate. This one to fix this a little bit. Perfect. 5 versus 14. Wakefield's pitch. These pitchers are dealing so far today. Joe Mauer grounds the ball over to Coleman for the first out as he picks it up and throws it on over to first. That'll be 1 away here for Wakefield and the Shiny squad. Profar up to bat next, 5 versus 12. Wakefield's pitch, it will be an 18 total, and Profar will swing and whiff as he strikes out. Wakefield gets his second strikeout of the day. And 2 away here as Manny Machado comes up, 6 versus 11. The pitch from Wakefield is a 6, which will be a 12 total, so he barely gets the advantage. And Machado will strike out. So back-to-back Ks for Wakefield. And the Clean Cleats go down 1, 2, 3. And we go to the top of the 5th inning. Again, both pitchers are dealing so far, as Wakefield has allowed only 2 advantages. Those are to the 8 and 9 hole hitters of the Clean Cleats. Wakefield has only given up 2 hits so far and struck out 3. Wilson has allowed 3 advantages, 2 singles, and has 1 strikeout. He has given up 2 walks. But we head to the top of the 5th inning. Both pitchers are looking for their quality appearance. So unless either pitcher gives up 2 runs, it seems pretty clear that they will get their quality appearance and bump their innings up. 5 versus 11. And a tie will go to Konerko. Konerko's swing, an 18, and that will be a double for the leadoff man, Paul Konerko. This will be the 5th time for both teams, so about half of the innings, that we have had the leadoff batter get on base, and the 2nd time we've had the leadoff batter be on second base for either side. Konerko has very poor speed. His base running is only an 11. So all defense will be normal for the Clean Cleats. The Shiny Squad don't really want to bunt because Konerko is probably not tagging either way with how slow he is, and with the pop that he can provide with his bat, they're not really looking to pinch run for him either. So Willie Wilson will get the chance. It's 5 versus 11. The pitch, Wilson's dialed in there. And a swing and a miss as Willie Wilson strikes out for the first out of the inning. The 3rd baseman, Willie Bloomquist, up to bat. He had a walk his last time up and was gunned down at the plate in the 3rd inning, which would right now be the leading run and the winning run. Obviously still very early. 5 versus 11, Wilson's pitch, 14. The swing from Bloomquist, a 5. He grounds the ball nowhere because that's a strikeout and I can't read or even see what's happening. So 2 outs now for the Clean Cleats, and Wilson picks up back-to-back strikeouts after allowing the leadoff man to get on second base. Martinez sacrifice bunted last time he was up, so he will get the opportunity to swing here. It's a 4 versus 9 matchup. Can Martinez deliver? And it will be a 5. It was almost a mistake pitch, but either way, this will be good enough for Martinez to get the advantage. The defense was normal for the Clean Cleats. An 18 for Martinez is a double, and that'll bring Konerko in to score. Probably the best thing that could have happened for the Shiny Squad, as Konerko is so slow that if it was anything but a double or more, Konerko probably would have been held up. So with 2 outs, the 9-hole hitter of Dave Martinez comes in clutch with the 2-out RBI double, and the Shiny Squad take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Rajay Davis. Davis is 1 for 2 on the day. The outfield will come in for the Clean Cleats, as Martinez has a decent amount of speed at 19. 5 versus 12. The pitch from Wilson will be a 15 total. Davis's swing will be a line drive to the shortstop Nomar Garcia-Parra, who hangs on for the 3rd out. But Dave Martinez will get the Shiny Squad on the board as they take a 1-0 lead. CJ Wilson will still get his quality appearance, so his innings will bump up to 8. And the Clean Cleats will now be playing from behind. Not unfamiliar territory for them. Joe Carter, Johan Rojas, and Joey Meneses will be the three batters up first for the Clean Cleats. Wakefield, a 6 against Carter's 11. Wakefield's pitch, a 2, Carter's advantage, and a 3 will be Joe Carter grounding out to the shortstop on his own chart for the first out of the inning. 1 away here, as Wakefield has now seen 2 of the 3 advantages that he has allowed turn into outs. Johan Rojas up to the plate, 6 versus 10. That looks like it's in the middle, so we'll re-roll. A 14 for Wakefield. So the swing from Rojas is a line drive over to Ozzie Smith, who makes the second out of the inning. That brings up first baseman Joey Meneses. 1 for 1 on the day with a leadoff double back in the 3rd inning. 6 versus 11, and Wakefield's dialed in there, and Meneses will ground the ball over to Ozzie Smith. He picks it up, throws it over to first, and Wakefield gets a 1-2-3 inning and also secures the quality appearance, which his team needs, as the last game that the Shiny Squad had, Wells only went 5 innings. So Wakefield going to up to 6 will be very helpful, as they're going to need their full bullpen here today, probably. Or a lot of them, at least. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Shiny Squad 1, Clean Cleats nothing. Wilson back out onto the mound. He will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to start. Jerry Coleman is 1 for 2 on the day. This is a 5 versus 14. The pitch from Wilson will be a 16 total. Coleman's swing is a ground ball over to Nomar. He is up with it. He throws it on over to first for the first out of the 6th inning. Brings up the shortstop, Ozzie Smith. 0 for 2, a strikeout in his last appearance. 5 versus 12, and that is an 11. Ozzie Smith's advantage. Ozzie's swing is a 16, and that'll be a single for Ozzie Smith. So runner on first base with 1 away. Ozzie is a speedy boy on the base paths, and with a battery of 10, Ozzie is going to test the arm of Joe Mauer, and he is going to attempt to swipe second base. So 10 versus 25. Mauer's throw is not in time, and Ozzie Smith picks up the stolen base. So Ozzie on second base with Benito Santiago coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly out. Outfield will move in for the Clean Cleats. 5 versus 12. Wilson's pitch high enough for the advantage. The swing from Santiago is a line drive straight at the third baseman, Manny Machado, and he will make the snag for the second out, which will bring up the DH, Bobby Bonilla, 0 for 2. I don't believe he has a hit yet this season. 5 versus 11. The outfield will stay in, and Wilson locked it in. The swing from Bonilla is a fly ball out to left field, and Alex Gordon makes the routine catch. And that will be the end of the inning. So Bonilla and Santiago can't score Ozzie as he swiped second base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Clean Cleats 0, Shiny Squad 1. Wakefield will be facing Newman, Gordon, and Garcia Parra. Clean Cleats are looking for any type of damage here, as they only have 2 hits on the day. One of them coming from their 8-hole hitter. 5 versus 10. The pitch from Wakefield is enough for the advantage. Al Newman swings, grounds the ball over to Jerry Coleman, who picks it up, tosses it to first, and that is 1 away. The left fielder, Alex Gordon, coming up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today, 5 versus 13. The pitch, 4, which will be Gordon's advantage, and Gordon's swing, a 17, which will allow him to get to second base, a double for Alex Gordon. We'll put a runner in scoring position with 1 away in the 6th inning. Outfield will move in for the Shiny squad, as Alex Gordon definitely has some speed. Nomar Garciaparra up to the plate, 0 for 2 today, 6 versus 12. The pitch is a 9, good enough for 15. Nomar's swing is a ground ball over to the shortstop Ozzie Smith, who picks it up and throws it to first. 2 gone now. Brings up the catcher Joe Mauer, 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly ball. Outfield stays in, 5 versus 14. The pitch will be advantage Mauer. Mauer's swing is a 9, which is a walk. Oh, man, so close to getting a single. A single most likely would have scored Alex Gordon. Even with the outfield in, it would have been, well, the outfield for the Shiny squad's pretty solid. It's a 12, so 12 versus 27, but still 75% odds of scoring there. That'll bring up Jurickson Profar, 1 for 2 today, a single back in the 2nd. Outfield stays in, 5 versus 12. Can Wakefield get out of this inning? And he'll at least have the advantage. So Profar's swing, and he whiffs and strikes out with batters on second, or runners on second and first. And that'll be the end of the inning. Wakefield escapes the double from Alex Gordon, and that will most likely be the day for Wakefield, as he only allows 2 or 3 hits, 2 of them being doubles, but that walk from Joe Mauer will be a tough pill to swallow if the Clean Cleats end up losing 1-0. Again, a lot of baseball left to be played as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Wilson will face off against Konerko, who is 1 for 2. He's grounded into a double play and had a double back in the 5th. That double would be the only run scored, as Martinez hit Konerko in with 2 outs. So 5 versus 11. The pitch from Wilson, the 19 total. Konerko's swing and a miss, and he strikes out. One away here for Willie Wilson, 0 for 2 today, the left fielder. The 5 versus 11, and Wilson just squeaks out the advantage. The other Wilson, and Willie Wilson, will hit a fly ball out to Alex Gordon, who makes the routine catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Bloomquist up next. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. CJ's pitch locked in at a 19, and Bloomquist will swing and ground out to the shortstop Nomar Garciaparra, who picks it up and throws it over to Joey Meneses for a 1-2-3 clean inning from Wilson. Wilson has been very good in his own right. It feels bad because they're losing, but Wilson has only allowed 5 hits and strike out 4. And the Shiny squad are going to need to go to their bullpen as Wakefield is done for the day. They're going to need to be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters of the Clean Cleats squad in Machado, Carter, and Rojas. Now, something that's been a little bit different now that we're in the second games is that there is tiredness that comes into play for the teams and fatigue. So, for example, this is the Clean Cleats bullpen. Mark Davis pitched the last... wrong bullpen. It would be helpful if I was on the Shiny Squad bullpen. Habrowski, Smiley, and Musica all pitched last game, so they are currently fatigued. So they can pitch another inning, but if they pitch today, they will be tired and unavailable for the next game. In a sense, they could pitch, but with some disastrous consequences, where they will be giving the other team the power die every time on the swing. But the team will be turning to... The common sense says the guy who's not tired, but they're going to have to pitch somebody tired. So they're going to go with the left-hander in Al. So he will be unavailable for the next game. But we're hoping, the Shiny squad is, that he can go 2 innings here today. That way they can get the most use out of him since he's going to be tired next game anyway. Might as well use both of his innings of eligibility here. Habrowski, boasting that 17 outs, he'll have a command of 6 against the lefties, but against switch hitters and right-handed batters, he will have a 8 command plus 3 defense. So very solid for the Shiny squad here. He'll be facing Machado, Carter, and Rojas, so 3 right-handers in a row. Going to be tough for them to get any type of advantage here. So 8 versus 11. And the pitch will be a 16 total. Machado makes contact, a deep fly ball to left field, but Willie Wilson will make the catch for the first out. Brings Joe Carter up to the plate, the right fielder. This will be an 8 versus 13. Carter is 0 for 2. He had a ground ball out on his own chart the last time he was up. 8 versus 13, and a mistake from Habrowski will give Joe Carter the power die. The swing from Carter is a 4, and Carter's going to be out on his own chart for the second time today. A hitter's chart or a mistake pitch, ground ball out. And what a brutal, brutal turn of events. Carter's second opportunity with great pop. Anything above a 15 would be an extra base hit. And the Clean Cleats are going to go to their bench here. They don't really want an 8 versus 8 matchup. So they will be replacing Johan Rojas in center field with Christian Pache. Pache will come in to play defense in center field as well. He has an 8 on base, plus 3 against lefties. 20 speed. So Habrowski will still get the 8 for himself. But 8 versus 11 is a little bit better than 8 versus 8. The pitch, definitely enough for the advantage. The swing from Pache is a fly ball out to Wilson, and Wilson makes the grab. We head to the top of the 8th. The Shiny squad 1, Clean Cleats nothing. Again, the Clean Cleats have had their opportunities. They've had a total of 6 advantages, 3 of them being outs. One of them, Al Newman, who has 9 or 8 outs, so not the worst. Carter also has 8 outs, but, I mean, he rolled a 4 and a 1, or 4 and a 2. Both times he had the advantage. So either way, the Clean Cleats are in a spot of trouble here, but it is only the 8th inning, and it is only a 1-run game. Wilson comes back out onto the mound for the top of the 8th inning, most likely his last inning of work here. Dave Martinez is 1 for 2 today. He had a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd and a double, an RBI double in the 5th, which has scored the only run of the game. 4 versus 9. The pitch from Wilson is a mistake. Uh-oh. So Martinez will get the power die, and he rolls a 17 total, and Martinez will get a single on the mistake pitch. So 1 on, 1 out for Rajai Davis. Shiny Squad thinking about bunting, but with Davis's speed, they're going to leave him in. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a single. 5 versus 12. The pitch from Wilson, a 4, so Davis gets the advantage. Davis will swing and strike out on his own chart. The batter chart outs today are just contagious, and that is 2 away now. Both teams failing to capitalize with their batter chart outs. 2 outs, Coleman up to bat. Coleman is 1 for 3 today, 5 versus 14. And a tie goes to Coleman. So Coleman's swing, an 18. Outfield was in, but a single for Coleman puts 2 on with 2 away. Bringing up Ozzie Smith, 5 versus 12. Ozzie Smith is 1 for 3 as well today. 5 versus 12, outfield in. Wilson locks down the advantage. The swing from Smith is an 11, and that is a ground ball over to Nomar, who picks it up, tosses it to first, and that is the... Sorry, that is that would only be the second out. So Martinez to third. Coleman's thrown out at second base. It'd be really helpful if I knew what the situation was here. Infield of 11, so 11 versus 22. A 50-50 shot to try to get the double play. And a 7 is not going to be good enough as Ozzie Smith gets in a fielder's choice. So now there's 2 outs. Runners on first and third for Benito Santiago. And this is where the Shiny Squad could leave it up to Santiago, but they're going to try to go for broke here. Ozzie's going to try to swipe his second bag of the day, 10 versus 25 on the stolen base attempt. The throw, and Joe Mauer nails him this time. Ozzie Smith caught stealing for the 3rd out of the inning. And again, the Shiny Squad may have done something silly there, but again, when you have the lead, even if it's only 1 run, it's helpful. Wilson gets out of that jam, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and we're just going to double check something super quick here, as we don't want to pitch anybody unnecessarily. The Shiny Squad are most likely going to turn to Al again. And they will go back to Al Hrabowski for his 2nd inning of work. And the Clean Cleats will go to their pinch hitting options. Bum, 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 bum. They will replace Joey Meneses at first base with first baseman Andy Fox. So Andy Fox will come in to play first. No defensive numbers change there. Andy Fox is a lefty hitter, 9 with an L+3. So he will face Al, 6 versus 12 on the matchup here. The pitch, advantage Al. Andy Fox will swing, and 7, he will ground the ball over to Jerry Coleman at second, who picks it up, throws it on over to first, and 1 away here for the Clean Cleats. 8 versus 10. They don't really have any other options to play second base unless their defensive rating goes way down. And wouldn't you know it, Al Newman's going to get a mistake pitch anyway. The only rolls that Al couldn't have thrown was a 1 or a 2, and Al Newman will get the opportunity to roll the power die, and he rolls an 8, and that is I don't even know. It's another batter chart out as he flies out on a mistake pitch. 2 away here for Alex Gordon. That would be Al Newman's second time getting out on his own chart. 6 versus 12. Gordon is 1 for 3, a double back in the 6th. Advantage Gordon. Gordon's swing is a 12, and that will be a single for Alex Gordon as he gets on first with 2 away here. 8 versus 13. Nomar 0 for 3. 8 versus 13. Advantage Al. The swing is a ground ball over to Ozzie Smith. Tosses it to second and gets Gordon out there for the 3rd out. And we head to the top of the 9th inning. Shiny Squad 1, Clean Cleats 0. The Clean Cleats are going to need to turn to their bullpen as Wilson is done for the day. Wilson goes 8 strong, allowing 7 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. So the only person that's fatigued for the Clean Cleats is Mark Davis. So this pitcher that they bring in will be facing Santiago, right-hander, Bonilla, and Canerco. Both better against righty, so a lefty pitcher would probably be the most ideal. Mark Davis pitched last game. They could rest him, that'd be better. They could bring in Danny Young, who has a lot of outs. He's the only other lefty they got, and they're going to turn to Danny Young. Danny Young, a 4 command. Lefty, 18 outs. No defense, as in 0. And while the command is going to be a bit lower, they don't want to tire out Mark Davis, and they're hoping they can send this to extras where they'll probably need Davis anyway. So Young will come on to face the 4, 5, and 6 hole hitters for the Shiny Squad. Or for the Clean Cleats, rather, sorry. 1-0, 4 versus 12. The pitch from Young is enough for the advantage. The swing from Santiago, a 15, and that's going to be a fly ball. Sorry, that's going to be a line drive out to Nomar at short. One away here. 4 versus 11. The pitch from Danny Young. 19, definitely enough. Bonilla's swing is a miss, and that is a strikeout. Bonilla still hitless on the season. He is 0 for 4 on the day. That'll bring up Paul Konerko. Konerko is 1 for 3, a double and run scored. 4 versus 11. The pitch from Danny Young, advantage Konerko, and Konerko swings, and that is a home run. A home run from Konerko off Danny Young may have just put this game away for the Shiny Squad. Man, he got the first 2 guys out, and a 2-out home run from Paul Konerko makes this a 2-0 game. 4 versus 11. Advantage Willie Wilson. Wilson's swing is a 14, a single for Wilson. And hopefully Danny Young's not going to unravel here. Wilson's going to take off for second. 10 versus 25 on the throw. Mauer's going to chuck him out, going to second for the 3rd out. Mauer only allowing 1 of the 3 guys to steal today, thrown out 2. We head to the bottom of the 9th, where the Clean Cleats are going to have up Mauer, Profar, and Machado, the 3, 4, 5 hitters. And the Shiny Squad are going to have to go to their bullpen. Al is already out of the mix. Sutter would be a logical choice, but he's going to be facing... Oh, no, he will be facing a lefty switch hitter and then righty, righty, righty. So Bruce Sutter is going to take the mound for the Shiny Squad. Sutter has a 6 command against righties, but against switch hitters and lefties, he will have a 7 command plus 3 defense, so stealing's not going to do the Clean Cleats any good because that battery is going to be up to 13. Sutter has 17 outs. He doesn't have a walk on his chart, so if the Clean Cleats can somehow roll high, they may be able to get some damage. There's only been 3 total pitcher starts on the day, which makes sense with both of the starting pitchers having 18 outs. Sutter's warm-up pitches are done. He will face the first batter of Joe Mauer, who walked back in the 6th inning, and that walk proved to be very costly as Gordon was on second, and he could have possibly been hit in to tie the game at that point, but it would only be a 1-run game here. So Mauer is 0 for 2 today with a walk. 7 versus 14 on the matchup. The pitch from Bruce is a 2, Mauer's advantage. And wouldn't you know it, another out for the Clean Cleats on their own chart. 1 away here. That's 9 advantages for the Clean Cleats, 5 of them being outs. Wow. They must just be hungover from their last win or something. This is a 7 versus 12. And Bruce Sutter gives up the advantage again. Profar's swing, a 14. That is a single for Profar. So there could have really been the potential to have 2 guys on right now for the Clean Cleats. But regardless, they're still alive. 6 versus 11. Manny Machado is 0 for 3. His speed is very slow, so you definitely don't want to hit a ground ball here. 6 versus 11. Sutter rolls a 4, so he gives up 3 advantages in a row. Machado's swing, a 19, and that is a game-tying home run from Manny Machado as he gets a 2-run home run, and it could have been more off of Bruce Sutter, and we have a tie ball game. Wow. Wow. A tie game in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sutter is kicking himself as he's allowed 3 advantages, and if Maurer had just gotten on his own chart, it would have been a walk-off home run for Manny Machado. Only 1 out with Joe Carter coming up, 6 versus 11. Carter is 0 for 3. He's gotten the advantage twice today, but has gotten out both times. Sutter finally locks it in with a 20 there. And Carter makes contact, hits the ball over to Ozzie Smith, but that will be a ground out to the shortstop for the 2nd out. And Christian Pache would be the next batter, but they don't have anyone else to put in center field, so he's going to have to do 6 versus 8 on the matchup. And enough for Sutter to get the advantage, and a 13 is a fly ball from Pache, and we are going to extra innings in Game 1 of Week 2. This is a very bad thing for the Shiny squad, as they're already going to be hurting for pitching next game. But to extras we go. The Clean Cleats are a resilient squad, and we said it multiple times. That's why you play all 9 innings. You never, ever give up. So the Clean Cleats are going to need to turn to another pitcher here. The Shiny squad will have Willie Wilson on second as the Manfred runner. And let's go see what bullpen options the Clean Cleats have. So they could go to Rosenthal, Joan Duran, or Mark Davis. All are good against righties. They're going to turn to Joan Duran here. Oh, the Cleats, or the Shiny squad could also go to their starting pitching as part of their bullpen too. Forgot about that. Duran's going to come in for the Clean Cleats. He's got a 5 command against right-handed pitchers, but against switch hitters and lefties, he's going to have 7 command, 17 outs, no walks, so he's going to have to be careful here to not allow any pitcher's chart hits, but he will be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters of the Shiny squad here. So Duran takes the mound. He'll be facing Willie Bloomquist. And the Shiny squad are going to bunt Wilson over to third or try, so they need a 13 or higher. First attempt is no good. Second attempt is good, so Bloomquist sacrifice bunts Wilson over to over to third, which will force the outfield and infield to be in for the Clean Cleats. Martinez comes up to bat. He is 2 for 3 today, a single and a double with an RBI. 7 versus 11. Advantage Duran. The swing from Martinez is a strikeout. Oof. because with the defenses in, they still probably could have sent Wilson with the amount of speed he has. Infield will be regular. Outfield will be regular for the Clean Cleats. So all defenses go back to normal. 5 versus 11 for Rajay Davis. 1 for 4. He's gotten out on his own chart the last time he was up with a runner in scoring position. Can he change the tide and narrative of his season so far, which is not very good, as he has consistently gotten out on his own chart? 5 versus 11. The pitch from Duran, a mistake. And oh my goodness, Davis has an opportunity. The swing from Davis, a 9. That is a single. And Rajay Davis finally comes in clutch and scores a run for the Shiny squad. And they take a 3-2 lead. And I have to figure out how to put this in so it doesn't tag him with a run. Sorry, just looking. Perfect. Got it. All right. The battery is 11. Davis will try to take off. 11 versus 25. Mauer is thrown out. 2 out of the 3 batters so far today, and he will not get Davis. Davis swipes second base. So another runner in scoring position for the Shiny squad as Jerry Coleman comes up to the plate. Outfield does move in. 5 versus 12. Coleman 2 for 4 today. 5 versus 12. Advantage Coleman. Coleman swing. A 19. A double. Oh, sorry. A single. It would be very helpful if I could count here. And even with the outfield in, they're going to wave home Davis. It's still a 10 versus 28 because of the factor of 2 outs. So 10 versus 28. Coleman's ball went out to left field. The Gold Glover Alex Gordon is up with it. His throw home is not in time, and Coleman delivers a 2-out RBI single. And Duran is falling apart here. 7 versus 14. 4-2 Shiny squad. Duran's pitch, enough for the advantage. Smith's swing is a line drive out to the shortstop for the 3rd out of the inning. Now the Clean Cleats have already come back down 2 runs, and we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Pache will be the Manfred runner on second. And the Shiny squad are going to have to turn to another bullpen arm. And it's going to be right-hander Edward Mujica. Mujica will have a 6 command. 18 outs. He does have a 1-3 mistake pitch range. But that 18 outs and natural 20 double is a little scary, but he is facing the 8, 9, and 1 hole hitters for the Clean Cleats. Ooh, the Clean Cleats are going to look at their options to pinch hit. So they don't really have any feasible ones. Fox is probably their best option, so he's going to go up there. 6 versus 9. And advantage Musica. And a 19 is a pitcher's chart single for Andy Fox. That will move Pache over to third and no outs. Runners on first and third for Al Newman. Newman is 0 for 3 today. The defense will be infield normal, outfield in. So the infield can still turn a double play, and the outfield will be in case there's a tag up. 6 versus 10. Advantage Musica. And Newman swings and strikes out for the first out of the inning. 1 away here. We head to the top of the Clean Cleats lineup, right where you want to be. Alex Gordon, 2 for 4 today. 6 versus 13. Same defense as before. And advantage Edward. Oh my word, a 19, a pitcher's chart single. And that will bring in a run for the Clean Cleats. Fox goes over to second. Pache comes in to score. And it is a 4-3 ball game with 1 out. Nomar comes up to the plate. 0 for 4, 6 versus 12 on the matchup. Outfield comes in. The pitch, a 19, so again advantage Musica. Oh my word, it was almost a 20, but a 15 is a high fly ball. If that was a 20, the game basically would have just ended on a walk-off pitcher chart double, and I might have lost my mind. That would have been insane. So 2 gone here for Joe Mauer, who has had 2 opportunities and has squandered both of them. Can he be the hero here? 2 outs. Outfield will stay in. 6 versus 14. The pitch from Musica, enough for the advantage. So Mauer's going to need a 19 or 20 to continue the game. And Mauer makes contact. It's a deep fly ball, but it is an out. And the Clean Cleats are going to lose the game 4-3 on an absolutely wild game from these 2 squads. Wow, I cannot believe that we went to extras like that. But what an absolute banger of a game. So many missed opportunities for both teams, as the Clean Cleats had so many chances and opportunities to do damage on their own charts. And realistically, that'll be the story of the game for them, as they had a total of 11 advantages and 5 outs on their own charts. A 4-3 final as we look at the pitchers and mock-ups of the day. How did that work? I guess he would get the win. The winning pitcher for today will be Bruce Sutter. He blew a save, but then kind of picks up the win still because he was the winning pitcher. And Edward Musica will pick up the save. Player of the game. There's a lot of options for both squads, but I think there's one choice that seems a bit more clear, as we will see who that is in a second. And as we head over to the final scoreboard here, we have a final of 4-3. The Shiny Squad are going to pick up their first win of the season. The Clean Cleats are going to drop down to 500. Bruce Sutter, your winning pitcher of the day. John Duran picks up the loss. Edward Musica picks up the save. And your player of the game, Paul Konerko, a huge insurance home run in the top of the 9th inning. That solo bomb with 2 outs proved to be super, super important. Manny Machado gets the honorable mention as he hit that very clutch 2-out game-tying home run in the bottom of the 9th. What a game. Another instant classic. The Sandlot Baseball League has provided us with some amazing games so far, as we have seen 2 games go into extra innings. And no walk-offs as of yet, but some very clutch hitting from all sides. That'll do it from us today. The final score from Week 2, Game 1, Shiny Squad 4, Clean Cleats 3. Tune in next time to see the Bash Bros take on the Strikeouts. Another game where the Bash Bros come into that game with a 1-0 record. The Strikeouts 0-1. So tune in next time for that. And we will see you guys next time.